So these are the 9th and 10th verses of this Srimad Bhagavatam. As we see that this is the second chapter of the first canto. कर्मीजन अपने वर्णाश्रम धर्म को ही परम धर्म मानते हैं. The fruity workers, they say that Varnashram Dharma is the topmost goal of life, to follow Varnashram Dharma. किंतु उनका ऐसा मानना ठीक नहीं है. उनके मतानुसार धर्म का फल अर्थ है, अर्थ का फल काम है और काम का फल जड़ इंद्रियों का भोग विलास है. Basically, when you follow Varnashram Dharma nicely, I'll give an example that you are a merchant or person who has commercial interest. Then you earn money in a religious manner. Religious manner means not cheating others, like charging profit like 5%, 10%, 2%, 3%, not too much profit, not taking exorbitant profit. Then, following this Varnashram Dharma, they get Artha. Artha means wealth. So, someone will accumulate, say, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. Now, after having a lot of wealth, they will find Kama. Kama means either enjoying in this material world or elevation to the heavenly planets. Basically, that person who has earned a lot of money, he will get a beautiful wife or beautiful husband. And then, after getting a very beautiful wife or beautiful husband, then they will start enjoying sense gratification. So, and it is natural, understand? Because wife is the one who provides sense enjoyment to almost all the senses. She will cook very delicious foodstuffs, which will satisfy your tongue, belly. Also, there is some satisfaction for the genitals. Also, companionship, sense of touch. Her body is very soft. So, like that, sense gratification for all the senses means beautiful wife or beautiful husband. Correct. So, भोग विलास में इंद्रियों की प्रसन्नता तभी तक रहती है जब तक जीव का औपाधिक नश्वर शरीर जीवन रहता है. But how long you can enjoy all this sense gratification with beautiful wife and all the food stuff she has cooked, all the soft clothes she has, soft bed she has made. How long you can enjoy that? As long as the living entity has this temporary lifespan, we can enjoy the sense gratification. Understand? And this material life is temporary. Kamala dala jala jivana tala mala pajau hari pada nitire. The lotus leaves have some waterproof coating on it. So, if you place a drop of water on this waxy, almost like they're covered by some type of wax, then the water drop will fall this way or that way. So, how long will it take for a water drop placed on the top of a lotus leaf to slide down this way or that way? That is the shortness of our lifespan. We have very short lifespan. And as long as we have life, we can enjoy the sense gratification. But such lifespan is very less. And also, there is only some Vaisigate Kama Vikara, Shankaracharya told. That once you become old, then where is the question of enjoying sense gratification? Even if there is a desire, you cannot enjoy sense gratification. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj was giving an example that a lot of elderly gentlemen, like who are in 70s, 80s, even 90s, they go to Paris, where the naked bars, go-go bars, they call it, where girls dance naked. And you can see their beauty. But Swami Maharaj was telling that what they can really enjoy at this age. What, even if they have desire, their senses are not capable of enjoying any sense gratification. Understand? So it means that This sense gratification is temporary and insignificant. Like Yamunacharya told, Yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padar vinde Navanavasadhamani uddatam rantumasit Tadavadi vatanari sangame smaryamane Bhavati mukhavikara sushti vanamcha. That this sense gratification, uniting two urine holes, that is not the highest standard of sense gratification. It is very abominable. And when I am relishing the sweet nectar of Krishna's pastimes, and when this thought of uniting genitals comes in my mind, I spit at such a abominable thought. It is bibhatsa. For example, someone is remembering Shri Krishna's Rasa Leela. How Krishna is dancing with 3 billion gopis, 300 crore gopis. Krishna is dancing with each gopi, and each gopi is thinking that Krishna is dancing with me alone. And Yogamaya also made Krishna think that Krishna is dancing with only one gopi. Krishna also doesn't know that he is dancing with all the gopis. He thinks that I am only dancing with maybe Radha, Radhika, or Lalita, or Vishaka, or Chandravali. But Radharani understood and she developed Man. So Krishna took her from Rasa Leela and vanished. Then Krishna began to decorate her with flowers and beautifully decorated hair. And Krishna became Keshav, who decorates the hair, or Kesh of Radharani. Then all the gopis came. They were searching for Krishna. Radhika thought that these gopis consider me to be their very life. And if I abandon them, this is not good. I want to be with Krishna, but with all my sakhis. So therefore, she told Krishna that I am tired, I cannot walk anymore. If you want, you can take me on my on your shoulder. And when Krishna sat down to pick up Radharani, then Krishna disappeared. Radharani fell there. And Kwasi Kwasi Mahabhuja, Dasyaste Krupanayate Sakhe Darshaya Sannidhi, crying like this. Where, oh strong arm, whose arms are like boards, Krishna, where are you? Ah, please give me your darshan. And Radharani fainted. Then all the gopis saw that Krishna had fainted. That in separation of Krishna, Radharani had fainted. Then they realized her love for Krishna is the greatest, because we are also experiencing separation from Krishna, but we didn't faint. But she fainted. So Radharani's greatness was not revealed when Krishna was dancing with all the gopis, but it was revealed when Krishna was separated from Radharani and the gopis. Then only Radharani's greatness came. So if someone is relishing such sweet pastimes at Shungarvat, and suddenly some desire for sex life comes in the heart, he spits at that thought. So जब तक तत्व जिज्ञासा का अभाव रहता है, तभी तक जीव की इंद्रिय भोग की चेष्टा रहती. You have to inquire for the tattva, Krishna tattva, Radha tattva, Prem tattva. Then only, if you don't know tattva, then you'll be attracted to sense gratification. But once you once you know the tattva, Rasa Leela tattva, or Krishna tattva, Radha Kunda tattva, Sham Kunda tattva, what is Giriraj Govardhan? Then you will not be interested in sense gratification. You will immediately become devotee. Then you will engage in devotional service. For example, if you understand Govardhan tattva, immediately say, I want to do parikrama. I want to take some high class milk and do Abhishek of Giriraj Govardhan. Even if I cannot do Abhishek of Giriraj Govardhan physically, I am some very far away country, but I can take a very nice cow of Indian breed, Brahmin cow, and draw the milk from a udder in mind. And then taking that milk, which is naturally hot, from the internal heat of the cow, that is called Dharoshna milk, and do Abhishek of Giriraj Govardhan. I will do Parikrama of Giriraj Govardhan as I am chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I will do Dandavat Pranam to Giriraj Govardhan. Because Krishna has told, Mat Bhakta Pujya Vidika. My devotee is more worshipable than me. So I'll worship Giraj Govardhan, who is the best of the devotees of Sri Krishna. Govardhano Jaiti Shaila Kuladirajo, Yo Gopika Virtito Haridas Varya. He is the best of the servants of Sri Krishna. Better than Yudhishthir and Uddhav. So let me serve Giraj Govardhan. If you know Govardhan Tattva, then you'll understand. And then you'll start bhakti. So first we have to inquire what is Giraj Tattva, what is Radha Kund Tattva, what is Advait Tattva, what is Nityananda Tattva, like this. So तभी तक जीव की इंद्रिय भोग के प्रति चेष्टा रहती है. इंद्रियाधिपति भगवान ऋषिकेश के विषय में कोई प्रयत्न नहीं होता. What is the meaning of the word Rishikesh? Rishikesh means, Rishika means Indriya, the senses. One who controls one's senses is called Rishika. Rishikena Rishikesham Sevanam Bhakta Richati. One of the definitions of devotional service as given by Sri Narad Muni, Narad Maharshi, in Narad Bhakti Sutra, is that serving Bhagavan Sri Krishna by one's all senses is Bhakti. Like Ambarish Maharaj was serving Sri Krishna by all his senses. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. He offered his mind to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Vacham Se Vaikunta Gunanu Varnami. Using his tongue, he was glorifying Sri Krishna. Karo Harer Mandira Margana Adishu. By his hands, he was sweeping and wiping and mopping the temple of Sri Krishna. So, that is Bhakti. So, all our senses are controlled by Rishikesh. But we must serve Sri Krishna by our senses, because he is the controller of all our senses. Dharma ka phal Vishay Bhog nahi, balki moksha hai. Many people perform fruitive activities for elevation to the heavenly planets. Pravidya mam soma paputa papa yadnaiva rishtva swarganti prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra loka ashtanti divyanti vidivya bhogan Etam bhuktva sargalokam vishalam Shine punne martalokam vishanti Evam tridharmano prapanna Gata gatam kama kama lavante. After going to heavenly planets, when your pious merit is exhausted, again you come back to this material world. Again you have to come back. So it's like yo-yo. You're going up and you're going down. So we should not try to go to heavenly planets because there you cannot stay permanently. Rather, one should try to happily engage in devotional service of Sri Krishna and go beyond. We should try to go beyond the heavenly planets. Bhuloka, Gwarloka, Svargaloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Maharloka. Ascending, transcending all of them. And we should go to the spiritual world. It may sometimes happen that someone who has failed in devotional service may land up in Satyaloka, and he is with Brahma. But then, along with Brahma, he will be liberated. Understand? That is Kramon Mukti, gradual Mukti. But either way, you should aspire to get out of this material world and not try to stay here for a long time. Because trying to get sense gratification, trying to have sense gratification is not good. Don't engage in religious activities to get sense gratification, but try to get liberation. What is liberation? Freedom from birth, disease, old age and death. अर्थ भी केवल धर्म के लिए है, भोग विलास के लिए. Suppose you have a lot of wealth. Suppose you have say $1 million. Then don't use it for sense gratification. Like you are buying newer and newer cars for your girlfriends, and then and buying this and that, and like I saw that one founder of Oracle software, forgot his name. So he's actually buying newer and newer yachts and boats, spending so much amount because he had monopoly over the relational databases. So he made filthy money. But they are buying, yachts, and that's how they're enjoying. Understand? and going with newer and newer girlfriends and enjoying there in the sea. That is not what the wealth is for. If you have money, then you can construct a very big goshala, nice goshala, taking care of the cows, and also building a vast temple, starting Annadan, giving Mahaprasad, distributing books, like there are some foundations in America I have seen. Whenever I used to stay in a motel in America, because I was working in America, so or say any motel I used to stay, there used to be always a Bible there, New Testament, and I like that, because at least some religious book is there. Because mainly in motels, the boys and girls come for self gratification. It's actually attached with sinful activity. But there is every page of Bible actually condemns illicit sex. So it's a very basic book of religion. So why not have Bhagavad Gita in every motel in America or India, everywhere? Distribution of free books of Bhagavad Gita to those who are needy, or very nominal price. There was actually Gita Press in India. They publish books at very cheap price in Gorakhpur. Yesterday, I tried to go to Madhya Pradesh, but trains were very crowded. So I decided to postpone my plan. I came back to Lucknow. And from Lucknow, not very far is uh, Gorakhpur. Gorakhpur is the place where Jayadal Goenka and Hanuman Prasad Poddar, they founded, these rich persons, they founded one trust to print inexpensive books in English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada. But unfortunately, many of their translations are Mayavadi type. But Srila Gurudev's IGVP, International Gaudiya Vedanta Publications, it is publishing, and Gaudiya Vedanta Prakashan in Hindi is publishing books at very nominal price, and they have no trace of Mayavad. So that's why Srila Gurudev, so much, people used to come to him with bags of, money, and he used to simply print books from them. Even today, there are many books available in our store for a very inexpensive price. Even printing cost, the topmost books are given. And I think Sripat Dandi Maharaj also, he's always, the money comes, he always prints Ekadashi book in Kannada language, or Gurudev's books in Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Yeah, Chatushloki Bhagavatam is the seed of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Chatushloki Bhagavatam is a very nice book. Sripat Dandi Maharaj got it translated to Kannada, got it published. So basically, the money is there, then why waste it on wine, wealth, and why waste it on wine and women? Why not spend it for such good causes? Understand? So इस जगत में स्वर्गादि की प्राप्ति के लिए जो नित्य नैमित्तिक अनुष्ठान किए जाते हैं, वह भी प्रयोजन नहीं है. There are some activities people perform, like Agnishtom sacrifice, Rajasva sacrifice, Ashwamedh sacrifice, to elevate oneself to the heavenly planets. But Ekopi Shri Krishnasya Krita Pranamo Dashashwamedha Bhurtena Tulyam. Dashashwamedhi Punareti Janma Shri Krishna Pranamina Punarbhagai. Shri Krishna Pranami Matus Tannam Pivenne. Like today in Jaiva Dharma we saw how to do pranam. A lot of people do pranam with just in India by one hand. No, God has given you two hands, and then you just with both palms you do pranam to Sri Krishna. If you do pranam to Sri Krishna with both palms or bowing down, keeping Krishna to left, you'll never have to take birth again. You'll never have to drink the breast milk of your mother again. And we have drank so much breast milk. Billions and billions of mother's breast milk we have drank. And again taking birth like this. Like in Vrindavan, I see many she monkeys. They're always keeping their baby monkey to bosom. They really love their baby monkey. And I don't think the baby monkey ever drinks water. The milk of the mother monkey is actually having all the nutrition. It is satisfying hunger and thirst of the baby monkey. I see that. And how nice is that if someone is giving food to the pregnant female dogs and to the she monkeys. Shanmugh Prabhuji also once told me, he said, if you give chapati to a dog, that is fine. But if you give to a female uh, dog, actually, then that mother dog, then uh, he said much more pious merit will come to you. Because yesterday also one businessman told me, he's also a very rich businessman. So he told me that my father-in-law and my mother-in-law take chapatis to dogs. They make 100 chapatis, they dip it in the milk and then they give it to the dogs. And especially my mother-in-law will go to find the pregnant female dogs and feed them chapatis so that because if they are very heavy, carrying so many pups in the belly, they really have a lot of pain. Some people put grains now on the top of their houses and some water because in the hot season in Lucknow, many birds don't get water and die. So it doesn't harm keeping bowl full of grains, as you call it, parakeet food, and some water. So these are all, but the aim and object, as I said again, is to please Paramatma in the heart of all these living entities. Because Paramatma is in their heart and not try to get elevation to the heavenly planets by this person. If you do it with the intention of satisfying Paramatma in the heart of all living entities, then it is good. Like once I told Shripa Dandi Maharaj that in Maharashtra I want to open a Goshala. And Maharaj told me that why Goshala? He said open Prani Shala. Not just cow protection, but all the animals. We try to save them. That is his vision. Because all the living entities are part and parcel of Sri Krishna. Jive Samman Dive Jani Krishna Adhishthan. You have to respect all the living entities. Bhagavatam says that the householder should feed all the living entities in the vicinity. Then he should honor Prasada. In no living entity should go hungry. And Swami Maharaj used to say that no one should go hungry in the vicinity of a ISKCON temple. Everyone should be given Prasada. Because, and there are some things in India, they used to operate huge distribution of Prasada, big temples. Even today in Tirupati, no one goes hungry in Tirupati. No pilgrim goes hungry. If you go to Srirangam, the late Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Srimati J. Jayalalitha, she was born in Brahmin family, Iyengar family. She later on took on that other philosophy, but she started Annachatra, Prasadam distribution for Srirangam. She did a lot of work for Srirangam Dham. That was her good thing, understand? So also in Dharmakshetra in Karnataka, lot of prasadam distribution goes on. In Udupi, afternoon you'll certainly get prasadam. If anyone will come, any amount of persons will come, they'll get prasadam. There is Akshay Patra there. So these activities, if you have money, spend money for donating to such schemes where prasadam is distributed. Like yesterday we went to Ayodhya, there is Choti Chhavni. And Choti Chhavni and Badi Chhavni. Chhavni means where the sadhus stay. The Dharmashala where sadhus stay. And there, hundreds of devotees, they were given puris, nice puris, rice, and some sabji, chutney, and myself and Damodar Prabhu honored prasadam there. A very nice prasadam they gave. One sadhu personally offered us leave when he saw that we are in saffron, both of us. Oh, really, very nice, merciful. I was very satisfied. Without taking any money, prasadam is available in Ayodhya Dham. Obviously, certain rich businessmen must be supporting these activities. So, and then you have no problem because once you get afternoon prasad, evening you get something or doesn't matter. One meal a day is sufficient to keep alive. And then if you want to take bath, you can go to Sharayu river and happily take bath in Sharayu. And you can sleep underneath any tree in Ayodhya. So if a sadhu goes there even without money, I think it is just okay. He can survive in Ayodhya. So in Vrindavan also, lot of prasadam distribution is going on. So rich people should make sure that prasadam, but prasadam is for the soul. And also there is one special prasadam, and that is the Harikatha. So these recordings of Harikatha, Srimad Bhagavatam, this book should also be distributed at concessional price, free also, sometimes concessional price. sponsoring the printing of these books is very, very important. And I know that this Bhagavatam which we are reading is also sponsored by some Didi from Mumbai, like some friends of Madhu Khandelwal Didi, and also Sapna Didi, and Sapna Khandelwal, and other Matajis, Daga ji, Daga, and so many countless people give money for printing these books of Srila Gurudev, and they are commendable. If you have wealth, you should propagate the Hindu literature. So, vadanti tattva vidastatvam yad jnanam. So he has told that Bhagavad Jigyasa is Jiva Matra ka ekmatra mukhya prayojan. What is the goal of life? Then here it is told that we should inquire about Bhagwan. Like Sanatana Goswami inquired from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ke ami, ke amar, kana jale tapatra. Who am I? Why these threefold miseries are causing me problem? Like yesterday I was saying that trains, I had a ticket. It was not confirmed, but I had a ticket in sleeper bogie. But I saw that that ticket is useless because there were people sitting in the windows, sitting in the doors, sitting in the toilets. Everywhere people are going for a job to Mumbai because there is not sufficient employment maybe in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So these people are job seekers. They are going, traveling, whatever, confirmed ticket, unconfirmed ticket. They are somehow traveling. So I see that this is threefold misery. How will they be able to go to toilet? How they will be able to get any food? They are lying on top of each other, somehow or the other, trying to reach Mumbai to make some living. This is threefold misery. But if if we can live a frugal life uh, and inquire into Bhagwan, that is even better. If we can find some simple, that's what Sai Maharaj told. Simple living, high thinking. That have 4 acres of land, take one ox, two ox, pair of oxes or bullocks, till the land and grow your food and chant Hare Krishna. Uh, Cow dung can be used as manure. Sripad Dandi Maharaj also tells that so many products can be made. One video I saw that cow dung 1 kilo can earn 8,000 rupees. It requires a lot of processing, but from 1 kilo of cow dung, 8,000 rupees of goods can be produced. Yeah. So we should, Swami Maharaj used to give a formula that spend your 4 months in cultivation. Is grow the foodstuff for 4 months in the rainy season, grow your foodstuffs. Then harvest the foodstuffs you have grown. And 8 months, eat those foodstuffs and chant Hare Krishna. Keep 1 or 2 cows and take buttermilk or milk from that cow or buttermilk, and ghee will nourish your brain. Like before Sripad Dandi Maharaj went to Bangalore yesterday, he told that next Ekadashi, purchase 1 kilo pure ghee. Now 1 kilo pure ghee is like, even if someone gives you at a concessional price, it is 16,000 or 1,600 or 1,800 rupees. But he said, use the purest ghee from cows, ghee cows, and cook prasadam with that, give to any devotees who are there. And he said, don't use chili, means sugar. Use jaggery. Yesterday I purchased 1 kilo jaggery, 50 rupees, very nice jaggery. Then I purchased only 100 grams and I ate that night time. It was so sweet. It was tasting like chocolate. So I said, why not use this type of jaggery for cooking making lemonade from jaggery on Ekadashi day, and giving some high class lemonade and some sabji cooked with pure ghee, pure ingredients. And so money should be spent for that, so that people will also develop bhakti. So this particular shloka which we are now going to discuss is called Vyasakut. There is a small history behind this shloka. That Vyasadeva wanted a scribe, one who could write Srimad Bhagavatam. So that time, Vyasadeva found Ganesh, and Ganesh told Vyasadeva that I am very impatient. If you narrate shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam to me rapidly, I will write them, scribble them down. But if you don't narrate quickly, I will get up and go. But Vyasadeva also put a condition that when you write down any verses, Please understand the meaning before you write. So then Ganesh said, all right. And Vasudev started uh, speaking the shlokas which were quite complex. Unless you come in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya Parampara or any Vaishnava Parampara, you can never and never understand the meaning of these verses. So this is called Vyasakut. Vyasakut means a riddle. Kuta means in Sanskrit Kuta Prashna, riddle. For example, in childhood we used to place riddles. Uh, for example, they used to say, "Oh, what has three eyes and lives on top of tree?" Uh, then no one will know what lives on top of tree and has three eyes. Then they say coconut. The coconut has three eyes. If you remove the fiber over the coconut, you'll see the coconut has three eyes. So like this, some riddles are given. So this is also a riddle. Vadanti tattva vidastatvam yad jnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwan iti shabdate. अद्वैत ज्ञान अर्थात एक अद्वितीय वास्तव वस्तु को ही तत्ववेत्ता जन परमार्थ कहते हैं. So Bhagwan is not 1, 2, 20 or 30. There is only one Bhagwan. But he has three manifestations. The bright light emanating from his body, the localized super soul, like four-armed Vishnu living in everyone's heart, and Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is the all opulent person endowed with six opulences. साधकों के विभिन्न भाव भेद से वह एक ही तत्व वस्तु तीन नामों से जानी जाती है. So there are different types of sadhakas. केचित् ज्ञानावलंबका कर्मावलंबका केचित् वयम तो हरिदासानां पादत्राणावलंबका. Some are following the path of impersonal, cultivating impersonal knowledge. When you follow the path of uh, cultivating impersonal knowledge, Bhagavan will manifest before you as Brahma Jyoti. Very effulgent light coming from the body of Bhagavan. So Gyanis see Bhagavan as Brahma Rupa. ज्ञानी के निकट चिन्मात्र ज्योति पुंज ब्रह्म रूप में, योगियों के लिए आकार से युक्त चिन्मय परमात्मा के रूप में. The yogi is there, meditate on four-armed Vishnu, staying in the heart of oneself and all the living entities. When we say that Shuni Chaiva Shapa Kecha Pandita Samadarshana. So Pandit, the scholar, sees Shuni. Shuni means dog. And your dog eater and a cow. They all are equal for a Gyani. Why? Because he's seeing Paramatma in their heart. So yogi will also see Paramatma in one's own heart. What is the form of Paramatma? Paramatma is wearing, like Shamarana Didi is painting, you can see that one yogi, that really painting inspires me, that he has dreadlocks, long hair. And obviously those hairs are never combed, so they became matted hair. Generally in India, when you do austerity, to not have very much trouble with the hair, again and again washing the hair, they go to the banyan tree. Like when Lord Ramchandra was in forest exile, you can see Lord Ram and Lakshman, they drew the milk from banyan tree. Banyan tree is a tree which is manifestation of Lord Shiva. If you want to do meditation, you can sit underneath the banyan tree. So, but if you are not very strong in your determination, you will run away from banyan tree, because it is not easy to do austerity underneath a banyan tree. Banyan tree is actually Vatavruksha. So that tree will yield some milky sap, and using that milky sap, they they matted hair uh, actually set with that they have set with that. So that is actually happening. So the yogis, they have matted hair, long nails, closing their eyes, meditating. Vatashana Paranasana Puta Deha. They purify their existence by only eating the leaves fallen from the tree, not even killing the leaves, not only giving trouble to the tree by plucking the leaves from the tree. Like in Vrindavan, sometimes I see the monkeys, if they're hungry, they eat the banyan tree leaves or people tree leaves. But The yogis don't even do that. They simply eat the dried leaves fallen on the ground or which naturally set by the trees. Sometimes they drink only water. Hmm. And these yogis, they meditate on Paramatma. How they meditate? Huh? By chanting Govinda Damodara Madhamiti, Govinda Damodara Madhamiti. When you're chanting Govinda Damodara Madhamiti, is the perfect yogi. And you can realize the Paramatma in one's heart. So Gyanis have realization of impersonal Brahma, the bright light, Brahma Jyoti emanating from Sri Krishna. While yogis, now this don't think that this Brahma Jyoti is ordinary. Even one ray of this Brahma Jyoti is more effulgent than billions and billions of sun. One sun's we are not able to handle. The light of one sun, we are having hard time. People are running coolers and ACs full capacity now in Lucknow and all this region because it's so hot out here. And the sun, it is only one sun's rays are troubling people now so much. And then what to speak of billions and billions of the suns. And one pencil of ray emanating from Brahma Jyoti is more effulgent than billions of suns combined. Like we started a new temple in Lucknow, where I'll be staying till Ekadashi, who is Sabseva. There on the roof, I told Sripad Dandi Maharaj that, why not have a solar cooker? Maharaj said, yes, very good idea. Because in India, we cook food on gas. But the gas, it's LPG gas. LPG gas is actually petroleum gas, liquefied petroleum gas, as it is known. It yields carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. But best food is cooked on cow dung patties, dried cow dung patties. That is difficult here. And wood. But solar cooking also very healthy. So in childhood, we used to have a project. We used to take one box and we used to coat the inner portion of that box with black color. Then we used to take one mirror and reflect the light of that mirror into the pots kept inside that black box, which is actually heat protected using thermocol and some like this, some like that. And there is also another type of solar cooker, a hyperbolic solar cooker. That is little expensive. We'll see. We'll try to get many solar cooker. So we save on energy because Amit Krishna Prabhu, he told me that at least 8 months there should be no shortage of sunlight. 8 months a year. Winter season may not be access to sunlight. So anyways, but Paramatma, the yogis have affinity for Paramatma, the Gyanis have affinity for Brahma Jyoti, and the devotees, they want to see Swayam Swarup Shri Bhagavan. For devotees only for devotees, Sri Krishna manifests as Bhagavan. For when the Gyanis, Bhagavan will manifest to them as bright light. And for yogis, he will manifest as Chinmay, transcendental Paramatma in the heart. And for the devotees, he will manifest as Bhagavan. Vashaddhana Munayo Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya Pashyantatmani Chatmanam Bhaktya Shruta Grihitaya. श्री गुरुमुख से श्रौत पथ के सेवन के फल से अर्थात शास्त्रों के श्रवण से जब सुकृति प्राप्त होती, भजनीय वस्तु का सेवन धर्म ही श्रौत पथ. Basically, what Srila Gurudev will tell us that how to serve Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is bhajaniya. Sri Krishna is the object of our service. The Shrautapad means Gurudev will instruct by his lotus mouth the means of serving Sri Krishna. For example, today, Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj was explaining to Brajanath and Vijay Kumar. Brajanath is the nephew and Vijay Kumar is the maternal uncle. And there, he was explaining to him the 64 limbs of devotional service. This is actually Shrautapad. You simply hear what are the different ways we can serve Bhagavan and try to serve in as many ways as possible. And if it is not possible to serve in all the possible ways, then take at least few ways you can serve. For example, you can make garlands some flowers if they're available, and chant Hare Krishna. That is two ways you're serving. You're making garlands and you can chanting Hare Krishna. So you are doing little archan using flowers, and you can offer some water. And another is some people can do like some more type of bhakti, some like watering tulsi if tulsi is available. But if you are in Siberia and you don't have a greenhouse, I doubt if your tulsi will survive. In that case, you keep on the picture of tulsi and remember tulsi, or you using your uh, Manasi Seva, you can come to India, to Anand Dham or Ruksanath Gaudiya Math and water tulsi. Obviously, because you are coming to India by your mental body, huh? Manasi Deya, so you don't cost any money. Don't have to have visa ticket or anything. And water the tulsi here if you tulsi is not surviving. So you are circumambulating also tulsi in the mind. That is also fine. That is also fine. So serving tulsi and chanting Hare Krishna and tulsi beads. So you are doing two limbs of devotional service. So like that. So engage in as many limbs of devotional service as possible. But if no limb is possible, then you can engage in kirtan or japa, or both. You have hands, clap with your hands, Hare Krishna mantra, and chant on your beads. And as the Russian devotees were put in the jail, they made beads from bright braids. But even don't have that also, your fingers have some slots. And you can count on your fingers as you can. You can chant Hare Krishna, counting, keeping count, or even without keeping count. No harm. Chanting will never go in vain. Understand? But better to keep count. So, शास्त्रों के श्रवण से जब सुकृति प्राप्त होती है, understand? Don't think that you are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam with waste of time. No. Or I would have rather watched the latest soap opera or seen the soccer game or football game or maybe the latest IPL match I would have caught. No, don't think like that. Hearing Punya Shravana Kirtana. Punya Shravana Kirtana means hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, it accrues a lot of pious merit for you. But what is the benefit of pious merit? When this pious merit will mature, you will get Sambandha Gyan. What is the relationship? Why people are not serving Sri Krishna? Understand? People are serving mother, father, son, daughter. Like yesterday I saw that one woman, she was crying pitifully because her husband maybe son has died in the horrific accident, which was certainly a sabotage. Now the investigative agency have found it was a sabotage. It was certainly they had someone. It's a foolproof 5 certificates that signaling system has received. How a fault can develop? Seriously, there was some sabotage. Understand? So one woman was crying so much for some departed person, maybe her brother or maybe her husband, maybe her son. So it is very pitiful crying. Why she is crying? She would not cry for someone who has died in Russia or Ukraine. Ukraine also so many people died in the war. But she is not crying for any person, but she is crying for this particular person because she has a relationship with that person. We only cry for a person who we have a relationship. Otherwise, we see so many people dying every day. Understand? So, it is very important to develop some relationship for Bhagavan. But first, before developing relationship with Bhagavan, we must develop relationship with the spiritual master. Because spiritual master is the transparent via medium. It is only through our relationship with spiritual master we can have relationship with Bhagavan. We cannot have any direct relationship with Bhagavan. Understand? Because Bhagavan is very powerful and very difficult to approach him without the intervention and assistance of a pure devotee of Bhagavan. For example, getting a meeting with Modi. Like I want to meet Mr. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India. I cannot meet him. Even I am citizen of India, I cannot meet Modi. But if I approach some very powerful friend of Modi ji, like someone like say Mr. Yediyurappa or Mr. Amit Shah or someone like that, and I can meet Mr. Narendra Modi because he will listen to what they say because he's friends with them. So it is like that. Bhagwan also, you cannot see him unless the spiritual master will intervene and he will recommend your name. Vaishnavera Avedane Krishna Dayamaya Ena Pamarapati Abena Sadaya. When Krishna's heart will melt when some devotee entreats Krishna on your behalf. You know, this particular devotee is actually very high class devotee. Please give shelter at your lotus feet. For example, uh, Raghunath Das Goswami, we had Paniati festival. It was Nityananda Prabhu who recommended the name of Raghunath Das Goswami to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was through the intervention and pleasing of Nityananda Prabhu, only Raghunath Das Goswami could escape his household life and go to Jagannath Puri and achieve the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar, and then through their mercy he achieved the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Understand? So, Sambandha. Although Raghunath Das Goswami had personal audience with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had personal audience of Nityananda Prabhu, he had personal audience of Haridas Thakur and Swarup Damodar. But he uh, still he considered Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami to be more dear to him than even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Understand? Because you can see from what he wrote when Rupa and Sanatana disappeared from this world. Shunyayate Mahagoshtham Girandrav Ajgarayate Vyagratundayate Kundam Jivatu Raitasami. Shunyayate Mahagoshtham. The whole Brajadham appears to be like a big zero to them. Girindrav Ajgarayate. This Giraj Govardhan, who is the Haridas Varja, where Radha Krishna's intimate pastimes have taken place, appears to be like a gaping mouth of a python. And Giraj is coming to devour me. And this Radha Kunda, where Raghunath Goswami would do Tina Bar Apatita Snan, morning, noon, and evening, he should take bath in Radha Kunda. There are actually two Brahma. See, Giraj Govardhan is the solidified form of Krishna Prem, and Jamuna is the liquefied form of Krishna Prem. Understand? So, Jamuna is Dravitat Prem, liquefied form of the love between Radha and Krishna. And Giraj Govardhan is the solidified form of Radha Krishna's Prem. So that's why Jayati Tarani Putri Dharma Raja Swasaya Kalayati Mathurayan Sakyam Atyati Ganga Murahridayita Tat Pada Padma Prasrutam Bhaticha Makarandam Mira Purachalena. That Jamuna is flowing with not water, but actually she is flowing with the honey, a sweet love between Radha Krishna. A lot of people in India, they say, oh, we are suffering from Shani, the Saturn planet. So my father also used to be very afraid of Shani. And Shani is a slow moving planet. And 7.5 years, people have a lot of funny things taking place in their life. They almost come on the verge of breaking down, mental breakdown. Totally. They attribute it to Shani. But actually, Shani will not harm you. Because Shani is the brother of Yamuna Devi. Yamuna is daughter of the sun planet and Shani is also the son of sun planet. So, if you take shelter of Yamuna, you will remember Yamuna and you take bath in Yamuna or you simply meditate on Yamuna and you sing Yamuna Ashtakam and Shani will never harm you. Shani is also devotee. He is also devotee. Don't think that Shani is not a devotee. One time, Dasharatha Maharaj, he was heard that Shani will be causing, due to the movement of Shani, certain special zodiac combination. There will be no rain in his kingdom for 7 years or 12 years. So then he immediately went to the sky. He flew in the sky. Dasharatha Maharaj had was yogic siddhi. And he crossed the sun planet. He crossed the moon planet, which is even higher than the sun. Then he went straight to the Saturn planet. He went to the Saturn planet and he told Shanidev. Shanidev was always looking down, head down, because devotees always like that. They don't want to look Maya. So Shani is always never looks at anyone. And he's chanting Radha Krishna Naam, Shanidev, the Saturn planet. And he told Dasharatha Maharaj, please don't cause any disturbance in my kingdom. There should not be any famine in my kingdom. I warn you. But Shanidev was not talking anything. And then finally, Shanidev just glanced at Dasharatha Maharaj. And then Dasharatha Maharaj fell from his chariot. And he was about to fall on the ground from such a height. So then Jatayu, one vulture, who was the son of, who? Son of Aruna. Aruna's son. Aruna is the charioteer of sun god. So Jatayu carried Dasharatha Maharaj to safety. And he told, don't fight with the demigods. They have some special potency. Rather, you should propitiate them by prayer. Even Dasharatha prayed to Shani. But don't worry, if you worship in Jamuna, then Shani will not affect you. So anyways, Aruna is the father of Jatayu, right? Jatayu and Sampati. And we sing in the morning, right? Udila Aruna Purava Bhagi Hijamani Gora Amani Jadi. The charioteer, Aruna has no legs. Aruna has no legs. And because his egg was broken, he was inside the egg. And his mother, Vinata, she broke the egg before his feet were totally developed. So therefore, he is paralyzed below the waist. So he is the charioteer of sun. He always looks at the sun. And first comes Aruna. 1.5 hours before sunrise comes Arunodaya. So Arunodaya time, Radha Krishna had to wake up. And then the associates of Radha Krishna, especially the female parrots and all, and Manjaris, they curse Aruna. They say Aruna has not fully developed legs. He's paralyzed below the waist, but he's very envious of our divine couple. See how Radha and Krishna have sleeping. Radharani's and Krishna's hands, Radharani's forehead and Krishna's forehead, Radharani's chest to Krishna's chest. Every single limb of them touching each other. And see, some wicked persons never like the satisfaction of other persons. And now Aruna has unnecessarily come to disturb the sleep of our divine couple. So like this, they say. Anyway, they are very high topics. So it is told that फिर क्रमशः संबंध ज्ञान के उदित होने पर हृदय विषय भोगों से रहित होकर शुद्ध हो जाता है. So when we develop the relationship with Krishna, like Raghunath Das Goswami developed the relationship with Radharani, that Tavai Vasmi na Jivan. I am your maid servant. I am your maid servant. But how? Through Rupa Goswami, through Raghunath Das Goswami, Rupa Manjari and Lavang Manjari. They are Shiksha Gurus. Understand? So much so that Radharani will take Rati Manjari for Abhisar. When Radharani is going to meet Krishna, then Rati Manjari will escort Radharani to Krishna. Radharani will take Rati Manjari. She is going with one Dasi Manjari. And that time, Radharani will catch the hand of Rati Manjari. For example, if I catch the hand of, if I catch the hand of my father, like when we are going in a busy marketplace or some place where there is some festivities going on, some exhibition, then I remember, I should not get lost. Yeah, I was so small, I didn't even know my home address. I didn't know how to speak properly. So I used to catch my father's hand, my father's finger, index finger, very tightly. So I don't get lost in the middle of And I remember once I got lost in book exhibition and I was crying like anything, pathetically, and wasn't able to tell where I live. You know, I was not able to tell. Finally, my father searched, and then somehow they came to know that I am son and such person, so my father, and they connected me. Huh? So we can be lost if we hold tightly to the finger of our father. But if father will catch our finger, then he will never let us go. Understand? So here, when Rati Manjari is taking Radharani for rendezvous to meet Krishna, Radharani is catching the hand of Rati Manjari. Then that is safer position. Understand? So this is the type of relationship Raghunath Das Goswami has developed with Radharani. हाँ, so this is संबंध ज्ञान. तब अप्राकृत वस्तु में सुदृढ़ विश्वास के युक्त मुनि अर्थात कीर्तनकारी अपने शुद्ध हृदय रूप वृंदावन में भक्ति का आश्रय करके भगवान में ही परमात्मा और ब्रह्म रूप तत्व वस्तु की उपलब्धि करते हैं. So the munis have very strong faith, and this is Krishna is not a material object. He is a transcendental supreme personality of God, अप्राकृत वस्तु. अर्थात कीर्तनकारी अपने शुद्ध हृदय रूप वृंदावन में भक्ति का आश्रय. When we are doing kirtan of name, form, qualities and pastimes of Sri Krishna, you should know that what is Vrindavan. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, he was doing his Kartik Vrata in Chandigarh. The question was asked to him that is Vrindavan only Vrindavan? Then he said, no. Vrindavan is the place which manifests wherever the pure devotees are there. Wherever the pure devotees are there, that place also becomes Vrindavan. Obviously, Vrindavan is where Radha Krishna's pastime took place, where Vamshi Bhat is there, where there is Radha Madan Mohan temple, Radha Govindadev temple, Radha Shamsundar temple, Radha Bhakya Bihari temple. All these temples are there. That is Vrindavan. But Vrindavan is also the heart of pure devotees. So we have to make our heart into Vrindavan. Our heart should become Vrindavan. That will happen only we take shelter of bhakti. So when we take shelter of bhakti, then we'll see that Bhagwan, the realization of Bhagwan will manifest. And when you realize Bhagwan, automatically Paramatma and Brahma realization will be achieved in that. For example, I give you 500 rupee note. In India, 2000 rupee note is now the Reserve Bank of India is dismantling it. But 500 note will be still in vogue. It will still be in currency. Suppose someone gives me 500 rupees, then he has already given me 100 rupees or 200 rupees. The 100 rupee note, 200 rupee note is present in 500 rupee note. So like that, within the Bhagwan conception, the Brahma conception and Paramatma conception are also included. There is no doubt about it. Ataha pumbir dujasreshta varnashram vivavesha sonushtishtu sudharmasya samsiddhir haritofam. Very important verse. अतएव शौनकादि ऋषियों मनुष्य द्वारा वर्ण भेद अथवा आश्रम भेद से जिस किसी भी विभाग में स्थित होकर त्रिवर्ग धर्म अर्थ काम में अंतर्गत स्वधर्म का उत्तम रूप से अनुष्ठान करने का चरम फल शरीर को संतुष्ट करना ही है. Basically, I am situated in say householder life. There are some householder devotees, and but they should ensure that they please Bhagwan by their activities. Householder life means children. Certainly, any woman who is married will desire a child. But if they follow rules and regulations of like both husband and wife chant 64 rounds, and depending on what type of child they want, suppose they want a male child, then they associate the 6-day, 8-day, 10-day after menstruation has begun. Then they get a male child. Odd day they associate, they get a female child. Whatever it is. It's all developed, discussed in Garbha Upanishad and Garuda Puran and all that. But what are they begetting? Male or female? They are begetting a devotee child. Because both husband and wife have followed celibacy for 1 month and both have chanted 64 rounds. Both have prayed to Krishna for a genuine child. Hare Krishna. So that is what is actually happening. Understand? So they are actually doing that to please Krishna. So dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamasnu bhartar shabha. That any activity that is done to satisfy Sri Krishna and it is not against religious principles is That type of activity, it may appear to be sense gratification, but actually is not sense gratification. It is also devotional service. Example is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 14 children. But do you think that uh, is anyone more elevated than anyone is more elevated than Bhaktivinoda Thakur? His one of the sons was actually Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Another son was a very elevated Sri Vaishnava, but because he had committed offense to a Gaudiya Vaishnava, he was denied entry into Vaikuntha and he took birth as Bhaktivinoda Thakur's son. But when he asked forgiveness from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, all the 12 tilaks, namam of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya manifested on his body and he went to Vaikuntha. But previously he was denied the entry into Vaikuntha. So such great souls took birth from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Understand? So don't think that Grihastha Dharma is any insignificant. Actually, the factly speaking, that only Grihasthas can save the planet. Understand? Because there are actually many Siddha Mahatmas, liberated souls. They don't want to get liberated. They are staying in higher planets like Tapoloka, Janaloka, Marloka, and they don't want to be liberated because they feel compassion for the people suffering in this material world. Now, such elevated persons need a very qualified mother and qualified father who following all rules and regulations. But because they want to take birth for the benefit of the whole world, so Siddhas, perfected beings, they are unable to take birth on the planet because they are not finding right mother and father. And if they find a right mother and father who are chanting 64 rounds of Mahamantra, following perfect Ekadashi, and trying to conceive, then such Siddha Mahatma will come in the womb of such a, like Shila example of Sripad Dandi Maharaj. His mother prayed for a great devotee, Guru Raghavendra Swami, who is incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj and Vyasdev. And you see, the result is right there before your eyes. Sripad Dandi Maharaj was born. So, Srila Gurudev, my Guru Maharaj also, his mother and father were Shiva Vaishnavas, pure devotees of Narayana and Ramchandra and Krishna. And as a result, Srila Gurudev was born. Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. Very elevated children took birth from such elevated mother and father. Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami, and Sri Aniruddha Prabhuji. How elevated must be his mother and father to give birth to such a child who chants 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs holy name day and night, and inspiring innumerable people to chant 1 lakh, 2 lakh, even 3 lakh. So don't think that householder life or dharma, artha, kam, moksha is bad, but it should be used for satisfying Sri Krishna. Don't think money is also bad. Actually, there are many devotees. I will not take their names, but they're ever eager to help. They never say no. Anytime any need comes for temple opening, paraphernalia required, or something has to be purchased urgently, or electricity bill has to be paid for Goshala, fodder is required for the cows, book publication, some shortage is there. And there are countless devotees I know that I have been approaching them from year after year after year and year, and they are never said no. So is that money bad? No, money is not bad. But if they can use it for service of Guru and Vaishnavas, rest assured that such persons will never be short of money in any lifetime. Any lifetime. Because it is only what we gave in charity in the past lifetime will come back to us. We are reaping the fruit of that type of. So, certainly charity is not going in vain. Kam also. So basically, religious activities also, dharma. So some religious institute, but they should be used for all the religious endeavors, all the economic prosperity, and even your wife and your husband should be used for service of Bhagavan. Husband should think that this wife is my partner in cultivating devotee children, raising devotee children. Very, I came to Lucknow and saw one husband and wife, the disciples of Srila Godhan Maharaj. So they have one small daughter, Sia, and small child. So I came like 6, 8 years, a small girl. See, I was small. Now I saw that she went to Australia and she came back, and now she's a teenage girl. And another girl I saw very small. Now she's also grown up. Both are very bosom friends. Other day, temple opening, the both were singing very nice kirtan. So sees that they are having good sanskaras, these two girls. And many devotee children I see, they're very special. They're very special. So householders are offering, these children are nothing but wonderful flowers to be offered at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Understand? So श्री हरि के संतुष्ट होने से ही समस्त धर्मों की संपूर्ण सिद्धि होती है. So what is the uh, um, when we get perfection of all religious activities, when Hari is satisfied. Aradhitam Hari yadi tapasah tata king. Naradhitam ye Hari tapasah tata king. What is the use of austerity if Lord Hari is not pleased? And if Lord Hari is pleased, what is the use of austerity? Either way. No need of doing any austerities if Lord Hari is pleased with you. And if Lord Hari is not pleased with you, what is the use of your austerity? Your austerity is in vain. Ravan didn't perform austerity. Ravan meditated than many devotees. Hiranyakashipu's austerity will shame austerity of many devotees also. He stood on one leg, raising his head upwards. He was meditating on Lord Brahma, standing on one leg, so much so that termites and ants ate all his flesh. He was revolving his life here in his bones. But what is the use of that austerity? It was not to please Lord Hari. It was only to torment the whole world and to take revenge on Lord Hari for killing his brother, Hiranyaksha. So you see that anything you do, you have to see if it will please Guru, Hari and Lakshmana. Before you do anything, you should inquire, will it please my Gurudev? Will it please Vaishnavas? Will it please Lord Hari? Will it bring a good name to my Sampradaya, my Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya? Or will it bring a bad name to the Sampradaya? Let's see, this is a member of Gaudiya Sampradaya and he does like this or she does like that. So you have to see that Lord Hari should be satisfied. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Atah Pumbir Bija Srestha Varnashana Vivagashah Sonashtishtasa Dharmasa Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. If Hari is not satisfied, it's all big zero. And that's why the devotees, they take shelter of Radharani. They say that if I serve Krishna, I may or may not satisfy. But if I serve Radharani, then certainly Krishna will be satisfied. Shri Radhe Govinda Man Bhajale Hari Ka Pyara Naam Hai Gopala Hari Ka Pyara Naam Hai Nandalala Hari Ka Pyara Naam Hai आराधन कर राधे राधे काना भागे आवे काना भागे आवे. If you say Radhe Radhe, Hare Hare, Krishna will come running. When your devotee sees that this devotee is serving Radharani, then Krishna says, oh, what do you want? What do you want? You are serving my most beloved Radharani. I am very satisfied. Understand? So we'll stop here. The page number is now 26. Next class. Tomorrow. I don't know. Teaching begin in Lucknow. I want your presence. And so therefore, I'll discuss with Vishaka Didi. See how we can adjust our class. Because I will also have to, very hot in the daytime. So evening time I may have to venture out for a little preaching. So that you can preach the mission of Srila Gurudev. So Sripad Dandi Maharaj also encouraged me. Sri Anirudh Prabhuji also encouraged me. Sripad Madhav Maharaj also encouraging me to preach in Lucknow. Lucknow is a vast city. Yesterday night I was in station, I saw, then I went to another train, I saw so many stations are there, so many platforms, so many people, 1.2 crore, like almost 11 or 12 million population is residing here. 11 or 12 billion, it's not a small city at all. So please bless me and pray for me that I'll be able to preach the mission of Gurudev, Vaishnava and Prophet. So next time you all come to India, we will certainly show you Ayodhya, Naimisharanya, the tree planted by Kunti Devi, Chitrakoot, where Lord Ram spent 12 years. And 12 years. The desire, Amit Krishna Prabhu has a desire, Subha Dandi Maharaj also has a desire to purchase some land in Chitrakoot, start a Goshala. Chitrakoot, where Kamadgiri is there, where Ram is present as Kamadgiri. Like Krishna is Giriraj Govardhan, Kamadgiri is Ram. They do parikrama of Kamadgiri on new moon night and Giriraj parikrama on full moon night. So a lot of wonders, lot of nice things. So everything is very close from this Lucknow. Very, very important place. Ayodhya is only 150 rupees you give. You can go and take darshan of so many nice, birthplace of Lord Ramchandra. Very soon, huge temple of Lord Ramchandra will be constructed from stones. They'll carve the deities of Sita, Ram, and Lakshman from Shalagram Shila. Huge Shalagram Shilas were brought from Gandaki river. They'll fashion the deities of Sita, Ram, and Lakshman. And then I hope Narendra Modi ji or any high class leader will, Yogi ji, they will inaugurate this temple. And there is Sripad Dandi Maharaj also has been given some place on the wall so that his exhibit can be exhibited there about the scientific evidence of Ram's bridge across the ocean. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarvaksha, kripa sindhu vecha, paritanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namah. Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat. Hare Krishna. So, quickly give Tedanu.